Hey guys, this is Bobby Douglas coming back with another full game NBA draft prospect scouting report. Today we're going to be looking at Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton is a 6'5" point guard from Iowa State. Really long wingspan. That's an initial thing that scouts loved about him. Really strong passer, great basketball IQ, really smart kid in general. He is a bit skinny and he's not necessarily the most orthodox shooter, but regardless, he still shot 41% from three and 50% from the floor overall. So an efficient shooter despite its unorthodox form, which is probably the biggest concern heading into the NBA, whether or not he can get shots off the dribble and in rhythm due to his clunky form, as we'll watch in the video today. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get right into it. Small. All right, let's watch it. So this game is against Seton Hall, and this is actually the second time Iowa State and Seton Hall played this year, which is very rare for two teams that aren't in the same conference. This happened because they had scheduled a home game for Iowa State, and then they also ended up meeting in the Battle for Atlantis. So in the Battle for Atlantis game, Iowa State ended up losing by, I believe, 8. And in this game, as you'll see, Iowa State won by 10. I believe the final score was 76-66. Haliburton had a pretty solid game. He finished with 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, showcasing that all-around game that scouts love about him so much. So we'll watch. And there's Myles Powell, fantastic player as well. I have him probably in the low 70s of my top 100 right now. Haliburton, by the way, is currently a top 3 prospect in my view. I really like his game. I think he adds a lot to the floor. We'll skip to now we're just going to start now. There we go. So let's watch Tyrese Haliburton. He's going to start guarding Miles Cale for Seton Hall. And I just want you to watch initially how bouncy he is, how energetic he is. He's very active on defense. He averaged 2.5 steals a game this season at Iowa State, which is absurd. But given his super long arms, makes a lot of sense. And Haliburton played the entire game as well. Played all 40 minutes in this one. So we'll see. So right now he's at the middle of the key. He's number 22 for Iowa State, by the way. So he's out in the corner. And look how active he is. His feet are moving every single possession. See, he kind of bit on that shot fake from Miles Cale right there. But he's a lot more active and antsy than Anthony Edwards, who we saw yesterday. Very lethargic on defense until he started hitting shots. Haliburton, right from the jump, is extremely bouncy and athletic and willing to work. Skip that. Not really involved in that play. What really I love about Haliburton is, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but is just his IQ on and off the floor. He's a really good kid, really smart. Breaking down film, he knows exactly what every play is, who every player is. Really impressive to watch. And on the floor, he has great passing vision and makes really good decisions. Hasn't really been involved so far on either end. A lot of drives have gone weak side. Let's see him push right now. Good dribble. See, that's a really good pass. That's weak side corner pass. He can stop on a dime and just deliver that on a string. So you'll see that shot. He misses that, but look where he releases it down here and he has to move it a lot. It's going to be really hard for him to get that off at the NBA level, especially off the dribble. He did it there, but he had a lot of space. I don't trust that long term. I think he's going to need to have to fix his shot form in order to be an effective off the dribble scorer. See, notice right there, that was subtle, but he looked right behind him to see if his man was crashing the board. He wasn't, so he was able to go for the board right there. Another perfect on-the-dime pass. So he should have 2 assists right now. His teammates missed 2 open threes for him. But you could already see immediately the passing ability this guy has. Probably the second best passer in the draft, if not the best passer in the draft. The only person I would put in consideration with him is LaMelo Ball, who I'll do a video on in the future. So we get to see him a little bit on the ball here. Moves his feet well. Communicates a switch, and now he's on Miles Powell. See how much more active he is. He's bouncy on his feet. He's showing a little bit to the post guy to maybe try and get him off guard while not fully committing and leaving Miles Powell, who's one of the most electric scorers in college basketball, open for a 3. Another good pass. He loves those one-handed whip passes with his right hand. He's really good at those. Again, those are 3 on-the-money passes that lead to easy scoring opportunities for Iowa State. And his teammates haven't done a good job finishing for him, but immediately the passing ability just strikes you. Crashed the board well. Let's see how he gets back. Jogged back, but read the room, I think. Nobody was really sprinting back. Now he's on Miles Cale again. So he switched. Notice he switched from Miles Cale to Quincy McKnight. That's another thing I like about him. I think due to his size and wingspan, I think he's a really switchable defender at the next level. As you can see, though, that one ended up being okay because they turned it over, but he was kind of off balance immediately. That's where his bounciness on defense can kind of hurt him. He tends to overcommit on fakes, as we've seen twice so far. I'll just let it run through. Little Hilton magic. ESPN a few years ago went to this 1/3 screen graphic that you'll see right now. I hate that, by the way. I don't know why they ever decided to start doing that. Dude, they're really letting him play earlier. So he's back on defense. He's going to be tasked with stopping the ball. Not much he could really do there. But he did a decent job for what he was able to. He got a little injury, it looks like, from... Oh, that's Sandro Mamushkalasvili. Seton Hall guy. I believe he is in my top 100. I don't know exactly where. But looks like this is going to be a while, so we'll fast forward that. So Haliburton's another guy where he didn't really have a lot of help this season on his roster. Last year, he was a really good freshman, and then he really dominated at a USA tournament. I forget which one. I think it was FIBA U19. He played really well in that over this past summer. And that's where he kind of got his name in the first round conversation, and ultimately he played his way into the lottery. And in my opinion, top 5, top 3 picks in the NBA draft. But last year he had a lot more help. He had Taylor Horton-Tucker, obviously. He had Lindell Wigginton, I believe. I believe they were a 6 seed in the NCAA tournament, and then they ultimately lost to an 11 seed Ohio State in the first round. But he was very solid as a freshman. He just stayed another year. And look how he's already running. Can you pass the ball up to him? Thank you. Dunk. See, he would be awesome in a pace-oriented system as well, I think. So he's on the ball right here. Fought through the screen well. See, that's what Anthony Edwards, exactly, right there. He uses his length, doesn't have to move his feet very much, reaches in, gets a hand on the ball, forces a turnover. Another awesome pass, look away in the air, hit that, Ben Jacobson. Okay, so yeah, I said he had 5 assists for this game. Right now he has 0, and he probably should have 3 or 4. So again, assists are just a counting stat. He averaged 6.5 for the season, which is still really good. But I think he could have had a lot more on a better team. But yeah, right there, that's another play. So he got the block there too. I failed to mention that. So again, his long arms, I think he's gonna be a plus defender in the NBA, without a doubt. Gets the ball and runs it. See what he does here. Perfect read. Another miss. So he's found 5 open teammates right now, and all of them have missed shots off of his feed. So goes to show you. And this is already in the first 6.5 minutes right now. This guy is an absolutely game-breaking passer. And you see a lot of comparisons to someone like Lonzo Ball. I've seen some Shai Gilgeous-Alexander comps. I'm not really sure who a good comp for him would be, just because he's such a question mark with his on-the-ball, off-the-dribble scoring, where I'm not really sure what a good comp would be. I guess Lonzo, because they both had unorthodox shot forms. I think they have similar passing ability. I think Tyrese Haliburton's a bit more of a heady player. I think he's smarter. And that was a good lead pass into the post for George Condit. Yeah, I don't know about that travel call. That didn't look like a travel to me, nonetheless. But I really see Tyrese Haliburton as just someone who can perfectly complement. So for me, my ideal fit for him would be the Chicago Bulls. Another deflection due to his long arms. He almost got another one there too. Because I think he would work really well next to Zach LaVine and Kobe White. In my opinion, Kobe White's an off-ball guard more than the point guard. I think Tyrese Haliburton would slide perfectly into that point guard role. I think he would do really well on the Warriors for obvious reasons. You can have Steph and Clay running amok off the ball, and that would be just hell. You have Tyrese Haliburton just picking people apart. I think that would look really good. But yeah, anything where you have 2 scoring guards, I think he would work really well with, because he can, with his length and size, I think he can defend some threes in the NBA. So that helps him mesh well. I think any team would be lucky to have him. Did a good job fighting over that screen. Got there a little bit late, but he still did a really good job. You can already see the hustle he gives. Great team guy. It really, for me, it just comes down to his in-between game, really. Can he get a good enough floater to make defenses pay for sagging off, for pressing him? Because if he's being guarded like he is right now, he's not going to be able to get a shot off, even though he just made a really good pass. Another potential assist. Wow, this is really eye-opening. Probably got away with a little push right there. Lost the ball. Another thing, too, maybe his handle could use a little bit more improving. And I think another great pass. So his handle could be used a little bit. So you saw he kind of lost the ball there. And from what I noticed, he has sort of a high dribble, and he's not super comfortable driving. And I think that has I think that's for two reasons. One, I just think like his handle's not good enough, so he can't drive. Two, I just don't think he has the finishing ability yet to be super confident in driving to the rim because of his unorthodox shooting. It takes forever for the ball to get out of his hands. So he has absolutely no in-between game, can't make anything off the dribble. Despite being, again, a really efficient shooter. What did I say? I said, 50% from the floor this year and then basically 42% from the three, which is absurdly good. These refs really like calling travels. Ooh, that's a good block. Oh, good sportsmanship. Let's see what we got going here. This Iowa State ball? Yeah, looks like it. A lot of injuries so far. That's two starters for Seton Hall. Quincy McKnight and Sandra. Another good pass leading to an open shot. Another miss. I think Haliburton can make any pass in the game. I think that's been clear. He's had 7 to 8 really on-the-money good passes. Teammates haven't hit on any of them. Look at that. 0 of 7 from 3. 4 points in the first 9.5 minutes of the game. Ridiculous. That's another good pass, too. He kind of hit the seam well. Got it to a rolling George Condit, who had a pretty productive season for Iowa State as well, I may add. Coming off a pick and roll. Oh my god, that's such a good pass again. See, he's really good, too. We've seen this twice already at making adjustments midair and looking off guys with his eyes. So right there, you saw he came off the screen, and he was about to hit George Condit the roller, but then he saw that he was covered and immediately knew that there was going to be a guy open in the corner. So he hit him, leads to a nice ball reversal and an easy basket. Oh my god. Okay, this 5 assists today is so misleading. He deserves 12 assists already. That's such a good pass. That's an easy read. You know, it just looks cool. But still, he catches it and then bam, knows exactly where to go. Let's see how he hustles back here. Got back well. Let's see if he goes up for the block. Nope, but he got the rebound. That was a good play by number, I think, 2. See, that one, if his handle were tighter, he would have gotten that better. He would have gotten a better pass off there. He kind of got undercut a little bit, and then it led to a wild pass, and Condit couldn't finish. So again, it comes down to his handle, which is another issue right now. Got something going on here. Steve Crum is not happy. Oh, did I accidentally go the other way? Romaro Gill for Seton Hall is just an absolute behemoth. Look how much bigger he is than everybody else on the floor right now. It's so funny. So again, I mean, look at this. So Tyrese Haliburton. So right now, I want to say he has 2 points and maybe 1 assist. But look how important he is to Iowa State's offense. He's had a quiet game so far, counting stats wise. But you can just tell with his passes, he has such a great impact on the game. And NBA players will make the shots he creates for them. Decent closeout. Maybe want to see him get out a little bit quicker, but he adjusted well because earlier in the half we did see that he came up too fast and defenders blew right by him. So that was actually a good adjustment from his part, whether or not it was conscious or not. Jeez, this is a slugfest. 5 of 24, 6 of 22. See right there, it's easy to his shot fake would be way more effective if he had a quicker release too. Because defenders will know that when he fakes a shot, they'll have plenty of time to react because it's a slow release. So he's not going to be able to go up all the way and make up his full rhythm and go through his full rhythm, I should say. Skip this. So again, if he could, this is a hard ask, this is a tough ask, obviously, but if he could totally revamp his shooting form and not lose his efficiency and become a more conventional jump shooter with a quicker release, I think he would be a really good NBA player. I think he definitely serves a role already, though. He's just only gonna be able to shoot when he's wide open and off the catch, most likely. Let's see what he does here. He's really good in transition. We haven't seen much of that so far. Kind of pulled it out right there. What was Quincy McKnight doing with that dribble? That was weird. He looked like a galloping horse. So Haliburton did a really good job in screen coverage right there. He showed on the dribble and he immediately got back on the kick out for the popper, contested a 3-point shot. That was really well done. So again, he's showing his smarts right there because that's not a position he'll be in. He'll be in often in college or in the pros. Got a deflection there. But he's just one of those guys that knows where everybody is supposed to be on the floor. See, look, he can't get his shot off there. Handle's not good enough. Release isn't quick enough. No in-between game. That's his biggest flaw, in my opinion. Saw replay of the deflection right there. We got some free throws, so I'll skip through these. So another good job right there. So he saw Miles Powell coming at him, and he did enough to stop his dribble and his momentum going towards the rim. He ultimately got called for the foul. But again, that was a good job of helping without overcommitting and leaving his man open for a three. Because you saw yesterday with Anthony Edwards, his strategy would be just to just kind of stay locked down his man and not really move his feet. Haliburton commits more, but he also has the length to recover well. Miles Powell again. I'd like to see more matchups with Haliburton guarding Powell, but that's clearly not in the game plan. Haliburton's been mainly on Miles Kale, and then he's been on Jared Rhoden as well. See right there. So see how that's a great example. So he made that shot, but look how long it takes him to set up and get it down. Like, he's a good shooter, but he needed so much space to get that off because it's not quick. And see, look, 41% from three. So we'll see it again. See, it's kind of set there. And even his dribble leading into that, it looked like he kind of lost hand a little bit. He wanted to go maybe a little bit more across his body, but he kind of lost it and had to stay on his left side. And then he brought it up, shot, step, stop, shoot. Another good job there of shuffling his feet to help and then immediately recovering back to his man. I think he's going to be a really good team defender, if not an individual on-ball defender. He will not be a minus on the defensive end, that's for sure. So he's going to be operating out of a pick and roll. Did a really good job there of he had a nice fake there. Refused the screen. Got him all out of whack, had a nice open roller, led to an open three for a kick out, but missed the shot. So interesting. So now he's off the ball. See. And I do think he has value off the ball, not nearly as much as he does on the ball. But again, if he can just be a guy who just stands out on the wing and can knock down catch and shoot threes, and then when that's not available, he can make the right read, maybe a secondary pick and roll operator as well. I think he'd be a really good fit for that type of role as well. Good pass. Again, really good at hitting the roller with those one-handed bounce passes. Specialty. One of them. Pretty skinny kid, though. Probably needs to put on more weight. We haven't really seen him drive and attack and look to score. But again, that's all in what you think his role is going to be in the NBA. I don't see him as a guy who will be asked to do that very often. See, another one where he bid on a shot fake well. Or not well, but he bid on the shot fake. Led to, I believe that was Jared Rhoden, going right by him for an easy floater. So he's almost too aggressive when closing out, which is interesting. Another good pass. He looked kind of lost there. I think he was trying to go to the corner to Prentice Nixon, I believe, but he ended up hitting Condit for an easy roll and dunk. That's what I'm saying, though. He's really good at just adjusting in midair and finding guys on a dime. Game-breaking passing ability. That's for sure. Uses the screen this time. See that when he kind of got caught in the air, but he ended up finishing. So he kind of likes just taking off, looking around, and then either trying to finish or hit the roll man. And that time he tried to finish, maybe not the best decision. He kind of got caught there. Ended up putting it back, though, for a lay-in. Use long arms again to try and disrupt the dribble. That time it didn't work out. But again, that's what he can offer. So there are 40 seconds left in the first half. See if anything spectacular happens in the last 10 seconds. I am highly doubting it. But good denial. Okay, so that's the first half. And I hope that was fun. That was actually a really fun half for me to watch. I think it's pretty clear what Tyrese Haliburton brings to the table. Fantastic passing ability. I'll pause it right there. Fantastic passing ability, strong team defender. I think he can blossom into a really good individual defender as well. Needs to work on his shot consistency and his overall mechanics. I don't know how fixable that is at this stage, but overall, I think it was a pretty impressive half for him. So I'll upload this video, then the second half I will film and then upload that one as well. Again, we only do games in halves, so that way you don't feel obligated to watch an entire hour-long video. So these are probably more manageable to watch. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you for the second half.